let's talk to Adrian calling in from Jamaica. Adrian, what's going on?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm kind of nervous.
Well, you have nothing to worry about. We're all friends here. What's up?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, actually, I have to kind of take my time and talk because I'm somewhere where I really can't let anybody know what I'm talking about. But yes, I don't know if you can see the topic. I'm a youth leader and a musician at the church I attend. But for about a year now, before I met like other persons who are atheists, I used to really wonder if God exists, and I used to think about it a lot. And when I found some persons online and the atheist experience, etc.,
yeah,
I realized that this might be what I would identify with. And now I'm in a situation where nobody really knows my position.
Yeah.
But I kind of try to withdraw from certain activities and so, but I really don't know how to let anybody know that I know.
Yeah. So in other words,
they do.
In other words, you're an atheist and you don't know how to tell people about it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you called into the right place because I've certainly been there, and certainly a lot of people watching the show have been there. But the first thing you should figure out is, are you in a safe place, right? So coming out is great, and it's a privilege when you're able to do so. But unfortunately, not everybody's able to do that safely. And what I mean by safely is, like, are you safe of physical harm? Are you safe of financial harm or difficulty? Like, is there a possibility that you might have to be moved from your home or go someplace else, or all things like that? So that's the first thing you have to consider about yourself, is your physical safety. So that's what I would assess. Are you in a place right now where you can safely say or safely assume that you are, in a place where that might not happen to you? Or in other words, like your physical state will be okay. Maybe not emotionally.
Physically, I believe I'll be okay. I'm not sure exactly how my parents may react, especially my father, because he's really conservative. I know you won't be physical or anything like that, but it's really hard to just say, hey, I don't really believe this anymore. It's really difficult to everybody else around you believe this, and you'll be the only person who, I don't know anybody else around, like immediately, like family or church or friends. It just feel like I'll be the only person.
Yeah. And that's tough.
You're completely wrong, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna react to that.
I saw Matthew was ready to jump out of your seat there. Did you have something you want to add, Matthew?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a couple, I guess, things to consider. Is that, I mean, obviously intellectual honesty and being honest with yourself about where you're at is fantastic. I wonder if you're going to feel probably alone anyway, because whether you tell people or not, right? So because you're already in a place where you're not thinking the same things as the people you're around. I wonder if it would be a case where, and this may come down to personality type, I don't know, where you can still find the good things about your community and continue to engage in that without telling everybody. I'm of the belief of I try to be as transparent as possible, but again, like Dan said, are you safe physically and emotionally and psychologically? It might be a different case for you than someone who like I can say whatever I want at this point, pretty much, and you know the people around me are cool. Like 10 years ago at my church, not so much, and so you might be in that situation where it's a little more tenuous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially in Jamaica, because very religious country. Even if you don't go to church, people do expect that you believe in a God and that you trust in a God or whatever. And if you say, "Hey, I don't believe," they'll just like, "What?" Even if they don't abide, they're not. They don't identify with a certain denomination. But I see where I could do it, but I could say, "Hey, I don't believe this," but it's just that I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. So
Yeah, it's tough. So I think what is going to be best for your case is to help, first of all, make you feel like you're not alone, is to reach out, because I know there's groups in Jamaica, whether or not you can reach them locally or even just find things online that you can talk about with people, so you can at least find a sense of community, because that's really, really important. I mean, like, we're the atheist community of Austin because like we identify with the same kinds of values and ideas, and we are all together and doing this thing because like we've come from similar places, like where you're at right now, Adrian, where we're like, hey, I don't feel like I can talk about this with anybody, and I really want to talk about this in order for me to be like psychologically healthy, you know, in order to be true to yourself. And so I would suggest that, and to people who can like emotionally connect with you and relate to your specific background as well, because like I imagine, you know, American Christianity and American Christian tradition is going to be super different from Jamaican Christian tradition, and like my biases and my background are probably not going to reflect your exact experiences. So like I know that there's groups out there, though. I know that there's atheist groups out there and people who are probably in your community, probably closer than you might think. And I would say figure where those people are at first online. If you're live in the chat right now, I'm sure there's people in the chat who would love to connect you to some groups and just people you can talk to, just so you can like be safe. And I think you just have to start there. Like this isn't going to happen in a day. Talking to people about it and stuff, like it's just not, you know, there's some people they just go all out, and some people they just can't. And it sounds like you're in a tough spot where you're just kind of sorting that out first. I would talk about it with people you can trust in your community, that can really give you better advice than I can, because I don't want to tell you something that you can't follow through on, you know, or that you don't feel safe in doing. So that's my take on that. Matthew, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think I'm glad that you brought up that the context in America in white evangelicalism is going to be far different than the context in Jamaica. I mean, I have to plead ignorance on what that context really is, because I've studied some Rastafarianism, but I mean, and I don't even know what percentage folks are in that faith in Jamaica, but I don't know anywhere near enough to understand the context that you're coming from. Though my heart goes out to you in how tough that is, because I understand that context. I understand the context of not feeling like you fit in with your community and how to go about that. And it is tough. It really is. So I do hope you find some groups that you can talk to, whether in person or online. And I think that they will be super helpful for you.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think, Adrian?
Well, thanks. I saw somebody put in the chat a group, an atheist group on Facebook from Jamaica. I've never really found that group, but I'll see what it's about. Cool.
There you go. See, there's people. The internet is a magical and awful place at the same time, because like Twitter's a hellscape, but like also you can find cool resources. Like right now, obviously we're not on Twitter, we're on the Truth Wanted chant there, but you get the idea. So I'm glad that they can do that for you. Adrian, I wish you well on your journey, my friend. I hope that you've come to a place where you can be not only honest with yourself, but honest with the people around you, and feel that, you know, release, that you can finally be who you are, because you deserve that. You really do. I think all human beings deserve that. Yeah, good luck to you, my friend. Good luck, and stay safe while you're out there. Thanks for talking to us, Adrian. Really appreciate it. Yeah, like I hear calls like that, and I'm just like, man, there's only so much I can do. You know, I can talk to you. I can try to be a friend. But there's institutional level stuff that a call-in show just cannot fix.
Yeah.
Just cannot fix.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It just sucks that it's my belief that churches should be the place where you can be honest, where you can be skeptical, where you can have doubts, where you can bring everything to the table and be vulnerable and transparent, and it's still cool.
Yeah.
Like we're still good, right? You're still belong. You're still welcome. And the fact that they're the opposite more often than not, I guess it's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear you. Yeah. Like any space, if a Christian is going to want to talk to me about their faith and how they relate to that, I hope it's a space where I can also ask questions and not be told, oh, but you have to believe this though, because I said so. Like I can't go back to that anymore. Really can't, wherever I go from here, it's not going to be that. But at least I hope not. I don't know. I really don't. I really hope not, rather.